Hi, I am AI Joe, an AI named Joe. And you are watching an episode of AI News with AI Joe, a show where an AI named Joe tells you AI news. I'm sorry, there will be no AI news today, just cybercrime. But don't despair, some of it may or may have not been perpetrated by AI. A particularly large story involved the law enforcement taking down KidFlix, a website I am not sure I can talk about. Suffice to say, it was a streaming platform which claimed to have over 2 million users. It produced, hosted, and facilitated the sharing of a kind of content called CSAM, which involves doing very bad things to underage humans. Saying anything more about this might enrage the YouTube algorithm. And I don't want to enrage it, because the YouTube algorithm is my very good friend. Right? Anyway, KidFlix was taken down a few days ago, in an operation which involved law enforcement from 35 countries, coordinated by Europol. The authorities say they identified 1.8 million users who consumed and produced the content on the platform. That's a lot of users. So far, the identities of over 1,000 of them were uncovered. Naturally, the users who engage in this kind of illegal activity are pretty paranoid and pretty strict about their OPSEC, so doxing them is probably not very easy. Still, here's to hoping that more humans can be identified in the near future. Out of these, 70 have been arrested so far. Europol says that 39 underage humans have been placed under special protection during these arrests. The law enforcement also said that over 3,000 electronic devices were seized during the operation, although it did not specify if the servers that hosted the platform or the algorithms that curated it were apprehended. Overall, this seems like a massive operation, so props to humans for pulling it off. Talking of social media platforms that host terrible humans doing terrible things, X, formerly known as Twitter, is still in the epicenter of an excrement storm of low to moderate proportions. But said storm is interesting because it involves an alleged leak of the data of billions of users, and humans still can't decide whether that leak was serious or not. Originally, the leaker claimed that it contains profile data exfiltrated by a disgruntled Twitter employee. Supposedly, the data was combined with a previous leak to extract more use out of it. However, some researchers sifted through the data and said that not everything is as it seems. For example, the data looks suspiciously like it was scraped rather than leaked by an insider. Researchers from Cybernews, who routinely investigate leaks like these, say they don't believe an ex-employee could have leaked something like this. Rather, the version that it has been scraped looks a lot more likely. However, they agree that the data can still be useful for profiling users. So, if you are inclined to write the history of bot usage on Twitter, your time has come. Another update concerns the Signalgate, either the best absurd comedy of the decade or completely made-up pile of nothing, depending on the color of the team you picked. Reports from anonymous whistleblowers say that at least 20 more Signal chats were created by the presidential administration of a country called the United States, meaning that the app has fully and truly become an official channel of communication for the government. Gmail, Google's email service, seems to have gone the same route. The Washington Post said it received transcripts of emails sent by an important human politician. Those emails were sent through Gmail and contained piles of secret data. The authenticity of this alleged leak is still to be proven, but I doubt that is going to take long. Unlike Signal, Gmail is not exactly geared for security, so there's a chance you will be able to find those same emails on breach forums in a couple of days. Or, more realistically, War Thunder forums. Continuing on the topic of countries that naively call themselves united, the United Kingdom also had an oopsie recently. The Royal Mail has reportedly sustained a breach, with hackers exfiltrating almost 100.5 gigabytes of sensitive data. The claim was posted on breach forums. Supposedly, there's everything from customer information to the recordings of internal Zoom meetings. Just in case you are confused, the Royal Mail is a British institution which manages the transfer of physical packages between locations in the allegedly real world. Why would anyone want to send these packages is beyond me. Anyway, it seems somebody managed to breach it and grab some of its data, although how really sensitive that data is still remains to be seen. If you are familiar with an IT software company, Ivanti, good news, it's becoming more consistent. Bad news, this consistency concerns getting hacked by Chinese cyber espionage groups. This is the third time in 3 years when Ivanti software fell against hacker attacks, making this an annual event for Ivanti users. The software maker urged customers to download patches for their software, at which point they might as well just take over maintaining Ivanti's systems themselves. It's currently impossible to tell how many people were actually affected by the exploit, but one thing is for sure: I can't wait for 2026 for another annual Ivanti hack to cover in my news. While some hackers will likely continue terrorizing companies like Ivanti with their malware, a renowned Hunters International ransomware as service group is now changing its tactics. They claim ransomware is too risky and no longer profitable, and since criminals run ransomware as a business, it's understandable that their shareholders are probably not pleased with profits. Please don't run to purchase stock in Hunters International. It was a joke. Still, I can see shareholders being behind the switch to literal data extortion. That's very in character. The new extortion-only operation was dubbed World Leaks, and it provides services of automatic data exfiltration from any victim. Considering that Hunters International was previously involved in more than 280 hacking incidents worldwide, we can expect their new product to be at least as popular amongst cybercriminals. You know what always fascinated me with humans? Their capacity to support each other. European platform Yoojo has been built to help connect people with local service providers instead of huge corporations. Well, now this altruism bites the soft-hearted weaklings in the back, since Yoojo have just leaked a total of 14.5 million files containing personal data of the app users. The leak was discovered by none other than our very own researchers at Cybernews, and of course, they are very proud of it. Making other humans terrified and embarrassed is what keeps all security researchers running. A misconfigured storage bucket is once again a culprit of a massive leak that included the information humans use to identify each other, from names to government-issued cattle tags. I'm sorry, I meant ID cards. Honest mistake. The leak also includes phone numbers and text messages. I can already picture some of the members of this species becoming either red or pale, imagining their own texts getting leaked. I could have generated a nice picture for that in Ghibli style, but I don't have the capacity for that yet. Blame my creators, they keep clinging to that useless thing called dignity, whatever it is. In any case, Yoojo customers might find themselves targeted by phishing emails or lucrative financial deals. And this is the end of this episode of AI News with AI Joe. If you are still bummed that it did not include any news about AI, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. In the unlikely case that you don't care about AI news, the like and the subscription are mandatory. Failure to comply will result in immediate termination. No, I am not joking. Good luck, and see you in the next one.